Okay, so it's on and off rainy day, and I'm not really looking forward. I took off from my tent before it started raining, and so I'm over here in kind of a pavilion. I went to McDonald's and sit around. McDonald's is one of the best nomad places you can do because they always have plugs. It appears they always have plugs. I don't know. I'm not really sure. Plus, they have the best coffee at the best of value at the best price. Okay, and anybody that's going to travel the world has got to understand value. Okay. So I'm going to make a video today about something that's very important. Yesterday, inside the United States, somewhere in Pennsylvania, I think, Donald Trump got shot in the ear, and I think one person died. And I don't really. You understand you can definitely go watch the news and all this stuff. But what is the reason for this? Today is Sunday, July 14th. It's about 8:07 in the morning. Okay, and I want to talk about the solution to people making money selling hate. Okay, solutions. Okay, either you're part of the solution or you're part of the problem. Okay, and I got my umbrellas I got an umbrella here, Indiana University umbrella. It looked like it was picking up some wind, right? I hope it's not going to blow, or I probably better put it on the ground. It doesn't really need. It's my sister's, right? She's a huge IU fan, right? Okay, so I guess I better unwind it. Okay, this is real life, guys. Real life is real, and it's not with a bunch of edits and all this stuff. It's a reporting thing. So the solution to making money selling hate. The journalists have realized that the truth does not sell. Okay, and I'm always laughing because NSNBC would not exist without Trump. In a way, that's their whole goal in life, is to criticize Trump. Okay, CNN is much more balanced, and it does have world thing. I mean, I know that Bill O'Reilly and these guys can really criticize it, but CNN is world news. Okay, BBC is world news, but they're all realizing that if they don't, well, this is the problem. They all believe they must report things in an angry, insightful, provocative way with clickbait to do it. They've all become like the National Enquirer, like talking about, aliens having babies. We used to have this National Enquirer that was sold, I think, and people love this kind of stuff because it's a soap opera, and people do love a soap opera, okay? I'm Andy Lee Graham. I've been to 114 countries, and I've done this nonstop for 26 years. I don't have a home in the United States. That's why I'm living in a tent, so I can give my sisters the sense of freedom that I am not there to be watched at their houses or something. I'm going to get my knees replaced real soon. But what are the solutions to this making money with hate? We need reporters, journalists. We need the free press. We need it. And it's frustrating to me that so many people are complicit in helping these reporters. I don't know. They don't realize that the minute that you give any troll or flamer, a flamer is somebody that inflames an argument. A troll is somebody that like sits under the bridge and screams at the people above on the bridge. And I have many, many trolls. Okay, and many, many flamers, and I have no clear reason other than people want to go after somebody that they believe is talking about them. Okay, if you really want to hurt somebody's feelings, you tell them the truth. You don't lie to them. Okay, but the thing is that right now there's people that want to believe lies. Okay, and it's kind of weird. Okay, but what is the solution? Okay, we gotta have reporters that are not funded by advertising, because advertisers will the corporate, the pharmaceuticals are created in a way a lot of COVID-19, and they destroyed the planet with COVID-19. They actually destroyed my business because I had an international travel business. Okay, but I also am glad it's gone, because it was like a forum where people were wanting to hate each other, and I could not stop it, and I gave up. I believe that social networks sell this dopamine rush, endorphin rush, whatever you want to call it, adrenaline rush of anger. That's what they monetize. Two people they're doing the devil's work. They're creating a place for people to argue, and I will not do it. Okay, yeah, we didn't make any money because a couple years, 2 or 3, and it was time to end it. I had lived off this business for 23 years, okay? It was a successful business, but it wasn't successful when it came to broadcasting the truth, because people get together and they hate each other, okay? It's horrible. Some of these people are evil. Okay, but the solution: reporters that are not funded by advertising, corporate by companies. So corporations fund whatever they want. So the pharmaceutical industry, the military industrial complex, the fourth estate, they call it. The fourth estate is the press. Okay. The third world nation is kind of an insult. Okay. So when you call somebody a third world nation, it's not a thing. First world is like the kings and queens. The second is the priests and whatever. And the third world is the population, the masses, the public. Rene Descartes talks about this. Marx talks about this. Freud talks about this. Everybody talks about it. I talk about it. You have the masses, okay? And they can be maneuvered, okay? And right now, Mark Zuckerberg is acting like the devil, okay? He has understood completely how to do it, as has Jeff Bezos of Amazon. He knows how to maneuver you to make you do what he wants you to do. They've created a generation of zombies. Okay, reporters that you can't let any advertiser, you can't even have a sponsor for your YouTube channel. A sponsor is going to require that you don't say anything bad about them. Free range reporter. To me, what does free range mean? This is somebody that has complete autonomy, has no affiliation with anybody, that can say and do anything, and has the mental, emotional, spiritual, physical capacity to tell the truth. I mean, everybody believes in a white lie. I can't believe it sometimes. I gave up white lies 37 years ago to stay sober, okay? Because I knew that I wanted to be proud of Andy Lee Graham. And I have very seldom, I've taken like 5 hotels in the last 26 years to live for free, because they want something. They want me to lie about their hotel, so that when I walk into a restaurant, when I walk into any kind of tourist type attraction, they want me to lie for them. They'll give you free if you lie, and I won't do it. I had to escape one time from this German lady in Puerto Escondido, because she was demanding that I Photoshop and clean up the picture of her hotel, and I said, "But you're selling a lie." Okay, and that's what advertisers want to do. They sell a lie. But free range reporters is somebody that has no affiliation. But how do we make that? It's really tough. But they can't have any sponsorship. They can't have anything. They can have one person sponsor. I need to write that down. Thank you for voice typing. One person sponsorships. I don't really mean that one person sponsors the whole thing, but I mean a shared one person sponsorships. What that means is we can have things like Patreon, but even Patreon is trying to control the people that they're doing. They don't believe that their job is only to facilitate the Patreons. They are in it. I think Jordan Peterson had problems with these guys. Everybody thinks they have to morally get involved. I cannot even collect money from PayPal without the fear that they're going to see. I would like to sell some secret pockets right now. I can't do it because people will buy the secret pockets and they can cancel it. Okay, and it's amazing what's happening right now. Oh wow, that copied everything I just said on that voice typing. Just recorded everything. But you can have no associations. That means, like, I would seem ideally I should be able to go to the Fort Wayne News Sentinel. Oh, there's a train. I should be able to go to the Fort Wayne News Sentinel, and I don't know if you can hear that, but it's pretty loud on my end. I should be able to go to the Fort Wayne News Sentinel or any of the television stations or radio stations, and I should be able to couple up with them and do it. I did this when I went to Iraq, and I realized that WOWA was highly irresponsible. They weren't even organized enough to actually receive a call at a designated time. I was really ashamed of them because at the time they said that the only way to go into Iraq was with a press pass. Well, before I knew it, that all I got to do is print up my own press pass. And I'm a journalist, okay? I don't care what you guys understand. I'm a journalist, and I'm actually a war journalist, okay? I have gone to Iraq. I've been in, Ivory Coast when it broke out in war. I've seen cars turned over, burning. I've watched people come up with they had big wood, looked like a stake, and they were holding it at the car as I was going for the airport to fly out of Ivory Coast. I went and retrieved my girlfriend from the war. It was a Islamic war, okay, and they were calling it everything but the truth, okay. And I saw in Iraq, I saw 2,700 bodies that, well, the grave sites, 2,700 people north of Babylon in Elah, where they buried, where Saddam killed people. They had like 50 of these things. And they didn't report that because they wanted to attack President Bush. And they don't realize that Saddam, they didn't really report the truth. The truth was Saddam was a killer, okay? He punished whole cities by shutting off the electricity, okay? So they couldn't use their air conditioning. But you can have no associations. You have to be free, okay? And that's why I don't even have comments. Why do I have comments? Because each one of those comments is attempting to inflame me, provoke me, to try to keep me from doing my research without, in a way, trying to make them happy, okay? One lie is too many. When you hear a person that obviously lies, okay, about something, don't get me wrong, everybody misinterprets. I was laughing. It's so, you got these wankers there always on Reddit. They're just criminal, okay? Minded wise, they are not capable of thinking clearly. I ate some sloppy Joe, and so this guy's writing me, this insane person. I mean, I consider somebody insane that I have no idea who they are, that thinks they're the self-appointed advisor to me. That's an insanity. They are so obsessed with me. And this is what the haters are. They're obsessed. Okay, and I made a video about eating sloppy joes, but I didn't say that I'm on a carnivore eating diet, that all I ate was the beef, right? And I was really happy, other than it had a little bit of sugar in it. And great way to be a carnivore. I'm going to flavor up some beef and cook it in a crock pot. But hyperbole, exaggeration, clickbait titles, you see that's all you get on YouTube anymore. And if you don't do it, you're not going to get any traffic, because what happens is Elon Musk talks about it. And don't get me wrong, Elon Musk is he's not a purist. He doesn't see that you got to be pure in what you're doing, okay? He's acting like he can actually be the person that fixes this situation. And but he's making money off of hate. Okay, and that's the problem with social networks. I am grateful that he took it over from Dorsey or whatever, that definitely was in cahoots to destroy the planet in a way. Okay, but hyperbole, clickbait, these inflaming, provocative titles. Okay, these are a problem. We should have classes on how to understand when somebody's lying to you. This should like almost has to be a yearly class at all grade levels on how to identify lies. Okay, because we no longer, everybody wants to act like anything that they can get away with is okay. We have to have a vow of honor. The journalism code, there used to be kind of a journalist code in a way. Okay, don't get me wrong. I don't think that any journalist ever did. I went to Iraq, and trust me, anything that you've seen on BBC, NBC, ABC, Fox News, anything was a lie. Okay, distortion. That, you know, if it was even close to being the truth, it was distorted. Classes in what a lie is. We have to have vows of honor. Okay, we have to say, I have to have a vow of poverty almost to be a journalist. A friend of mine was sitting there, they're upset because they're not getting paid to be enough money as a teacher. That is not the goal of being a teacher. The goal of being a teacher is to want to spread, to teach, not just to get rich being a teacher. They got to stop using hate terms. There's the words that some of these people say. I mean, Bill O'Reilly went through all the different haters, and he's going to spread the next week. He's going to go into all the different haters that are propagating. And Disney and Comcast are the two biggest problems. Okay, they are paying for MSNBC, and they are complicit in creating hate. Disney, which should be all about love, has turned into one of these, I don't know what you want to call it. They have no moral or ethical values, okay? They think that, but the biggest problem here is people cannot understand what truth is. If I say what my opinion is, I have a right to say my opinion, okay? If I don't believe that, I believe that the Bible says that being gay is a sin, I have a right to say that, okay? That doesn't mean that the other side doesn't have the right to say whatever they say. But I do believe that chaos is reigning right now and clarity is disappearing. But we have to identify all the organizations that are obviously in the business of selling hate, okay? And we have to somehow hold them accountable. But the reporters are the only way we're going to do this, and the journalists. So it's going to have to be a wave of reporters. But can you report something without trying to maneuver everybody? One reason why I always just turn on the camera and record a video is because I don't want you to ever think that I'm stopping, putting music in the background to maneuver you, making you do it. I want you to believe that I'm telling you the truth, because it's very dangerous to travel the world. And right now, I believe that you shouldn't travel the world. So I'm actually telling you to stay home, because most of you are destroying the planet. I have very seldom helped a person that I was thought mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually capable of going and talking to another culture without influencing them to be bad, okay? Most of you are extremely bad influences on other countries, okay? I'll never forget when this girl in Peru was telling me that she was learning English through rap music, and I go, ay. I mean, the words that they use in some of these rap music is pure, it's like selling racism, right? What the black people say in videos is not acceptable for a white person to say, but the black people say it, so therefore it's acceptable. But how you do anything is how you do everything. I'm Andy Lee Graham. I'm going to go to Israel. I've decided that I've got $295, and I need another $400 really to pay for the airplane ticket. Then I would fly from there probably to Togo, and then I'm going to make my way to Benin, Nigeria, Cameroon, blah blah blah. Go all the way to South Africa by land. I expect it to take 2 years. I'm getting my knees replaced, so therefore, right after this, I will go to Israel. I have to live somewhere, so I have to pay for a place to live, and I don't have that much money. I have $450 comes in after my insurance on Social Security. Plus now I got about $150 in Patreons, and I really am grateful to that. And that is actually, with the $600 I have, that is enough to travel the world. Not safely though, and very dangerous to go into dangerous countries without enough money to escape. And if anybody knows of anybody I can stay with in Israel, please, that's a way to support me. If you know some contacts in Israel that I can get a hold of, I'm going to, and what I would really love is some not sponsors. I would like some GoFundMe people or Patreons or somebody that wants to help direct me on where they believe I should go to find the truth. Okay, and you can be anonymous, you can be transparent, but I'm not going to take any organizations. I will take individuals do it, and there's going to be a limit to how much I can. I'm not going to kiss your ass, right? I'm going to say, help me, but if you are on an agenda or a predetermined, people cannot just go and report the news because they always want to control the message so that it influences the people in a certain way. It's very sad. I don't know the solution. I just gave you some of them. What we have to do is, okay, I'm laughing. That voice typing caused a lot of words to be here. Okay, I got to do it. You can't, reporters that have no advertisers can't be funded by advertising. You got to be free range, no connection with any other reporters, and you got to find a way to do it. That means that you could do a report. I can make a YouTube video and they can embed it in their thing. No sponsorships by one company, no company sponsorship. We can have people sponsor like on Patreon or sending money or whatever way they want to do it. But there's got to be no recourse or consequences to the reporter if they say something that the person doesn't care. See, the consequences, that's got to be the way you look at it. No consequences to the reporter if he is not liked or she. Maybe somebody wants to go with me and do this. Voice typing went right down here and really recorded live. No association with any organization. One lie is too many. When you're watching a video and you see that it's obviously a lie, that almost negates everything that person ever says after that. One lie is too many. One white lie is too many. An exaggeration and all these things is horrible. But if you don't like what a person says, that means they're telling the truth. Okay, we need to have classes in high school and university on how to understand what is the truth and what is a lie, and how the shades and gray areas and how and why it is unacceptable to celebrate liars. Okay, vows of honor. I think every reporter, especially any journalist, has to vow that any lies that they're captured in basically negates their whole career. You should lose your job as a reporter if you lie or you misrepresent or just doing a hit piece just to don't use hate terms. There's certain words that shouldn't be used by reporters because all they do are there to provoke and incite and whatever. That's like calling somebody homophobic or calling somebody a racist or there's these hate terms that are not good terms to use in a intelligent conversation. we have to identify all the organizations that are selling hate. I will definitely say that NSNBC just sells hate. If you do a search engine, if you just search for the number of times they're using the term Trump in their homepage, it's like 50 times. That's how they make money, by telling you to hate Trump. That is not even that's by far one of the worst organizations. But a lot of all the organizations, news organizations, are out of control. All of them. I don't know any of them that are, whether they hate Biden or hate Trump. But why did President Trump get shot? Because the news organizations give them permission to do it. When you give yourself permission to rant, rave, and attack another individual, you're doing an action of evil, okay? Yes, everybody can get frustrated and get aggravated and do it. But when you go on a continuous, never-ending stop rant, and then when you get on social media and try to get people in it, what you're doing is what the devil would want you to do. It doesn't matter if there exists a God or doesn't exist a God. It's a devilish action, okay? And I'm tired of listening to people that think that they're doing good by attacking another person. I hope that you realize that if you attack your children never ending, what you do is create a person that learns that attacking is a great thing to do. I heard a guy say the F word to his children about his bicycle the other day in the campground, and it was horrible. I was sitting there feeling so sad. Then he told the kid to go hug the tree, and it was sad, because the actions of this father were unacceptable. In my life, I never heard my father cuss or use profanity. And I really am somewhat ashamed that I use these terms in these videos sometimes. And I'm trying to think about it and trying to get rid of habits, right? Okay, but I'm Andy Lee Graham. I want to go to Israel, and I'm going to go to Israel after I get my knees replaced. So it'll be at the end of September. I'm going to do it in July, August. It'll be somewhere in September probably. Okay, join me, but try to help me find other reporters that are telling the truth. And you guys, people want to know why I don't watch it, because I've been to so many countries. I know when these guys are feeding you a line of crap, and they're very good at it. They're sociopath levels of things. Most of these reporters and YouTube journalists are in essence acting as sociopaths. They have no conscience whatever. If you see a lot of edits and you see music in the background and stuff, that is them lying, okay? But we have to create a methodology of identifying the honest people. There are people that don't realize they're naive, okay? And they do it. But most of the people that are watching, your Thailand and I don't know, these Thailand and Philippine and, oh man, some of this stuff is so sad, because you got men sitting at home by themselves watching these guys purport evil. Okay, some people, all they can do is spend their whole time trying to find out what's wrong with things. There's a lot of things very right about the world right now, okay? But the bigger problem is we have to do it. I really want to know what the truth is, because I think the truth stands on its own, if you see it. I believe that the Israeli war could break out into a world war, because why? Because the U.S. military industrial complex is making billions of dollars. See, when we give $10 billion to Ukraine, it's on the premise that you're going to buy $10 billion worth of our jets and war crimes and tanks and stuff like that. It's not done to help the country. It's done specifically to make certain people rich, okay? And they're funding the politicians. We have to stop getting lawyers for a thing. These Yale, Harvard lawyers becoming politicians is destroying the country. Okay, we should get business guys that are independently have enough money to do the job and they feel a sense of responsibility, and they're not going to be. When somebody becomes a multimillionaire because they're president, it's ridiculous. These lifelong politicians are causing problems. But I'm Andy Lee Graham. I'm here and you're not. Why not? And I guess the rain stopped, so I can go see what happened to the tent.